Most people relocating to West Denver start by researching places like Golden, Lakewood, or Littleton. And then, somewhere during the process, they discover Applewood. And suddenly conversation changes because Applewood offers something that a lot of buyers are looking for without feeling quite as busy as Golden or as spread out as parts of Lakewood. And honestly, that balance is a big reason why so many people suddenly become interested in living here. So in this video, I want to walk through what Applewood actually feels like, why buyers end up loving it, and how it connects to both Golden and Lakewood. Oh, and why this area has become one of the most quietly desirable places in West Denver. Now, one thing that confuses a lot of relocating buyers is that Applewood isn't really a traditional city with one clear downtown or identity. It overlaps with parts of Lakewood, areas connected to Golden, and sections of unincorporated Jefferson County. So when people talk about Applewood, they're usually talking more about the neighborhood feel and the lifestyle, more so than a strict city boundary. And honestly, that blend is part of why people love it, because Applewood combines pieces of several West Denver lifestyles without feeling exactly like any one of them. And this is where Applewood starts to feel really different. It has a very established, mature feel to it. Tree-lined streets, larger lots, custom homes, mature landscaping, and neighborhoods that feel like they've evolved naturally over time. It doesn't feel overly master planned, and it definitely doesn't feel cookie cutter. There certainly is character here, and people notice that pretty quickly. Now, compared to some newer suburbs around Denver, Applewood tends to feel greener, calmer, and more residential. Certainly not sleepy, just established. And for a lot of buyers relocating from other states, that's exactly what they're hoping to find here. Especially people looking for a quieter, Foothills adjacent lifestyle without feeling disconnected from everything else. And this is one of the biggest reasons that buyers who originally focus on Golden often start looking at Applewood, because Golden has a lot of emotional pull. The Foothills, the Colorado identity, downtown, trail access, mountain proximity. But for some buyers, Golden can also feel a little busier, tighter, and more active day-to-day than they expected. And Applewood starts to feel like this really interesting middle ground. You still get quick access to Golden, the Foothills, and outdoor recreation, but daily life often feels calmer and easier. A lot of buyers realize that they want access to Golden without necessarily living in the middle of it. And that's really where Applewood shines, because you can enjoy restaurants in Golden, head into the Foothills, or even jump on I-70, and then you get to come home to a quieter neighborhood environment. Now, the Lakewood connection is important too, because Applewood is often associated with Lakewood geographically, but lifestyle-wise, it tends to feel more cohesive and established than many parts of Lakewood. Lakewood is larger and more spread out. Applewood, it feels more intentionally neighborhood-oriented. And that distinction certainly matters, especially for buyers who care a lot about the feel and the streets, the homes, and overall environment. And speaking of homes, this is another area where Applewood stands out. You'll find ranch homes, remodel opportunities, mid-century influences, custom properties, and larger lots that many buyers expect this close to Denver. A lot of homes here, they've got personality. They don't all look the same, and for buyers who are tired of seeing newer developments that feel repetitive, Applewood can certainly feel refreshing. Now, another piece of the lifestyle here that people really enjoy is the outdoor rhythm of the area. You're close to trails, parks, foothills access, and biking routes throughout West Denver. But Applewood also has its own quieter recreational identity. You've got Applewood Golf Course right in the area, which adds to that mature, established neighborhood feel. And even if you're not golfing every weekend, it contributes to the overall atmosphere for sure. You've got the open space, the tree-lined streets, a little more breathing room, and one of the biggest reasons Applewood works so well for a lot of buyers is the location itself. Because you're positioned in this really interesting middle ground, close enough to Golden to enjoy the Foothills lifestyle, but with easier day-to-day access to Denver, Lakewood, and major commuting corridors. For people working downtown, Applewood is often a more practical commute than even Golden. And access to 6th Avenue makes it easier to move across different parts of the metro area. You're also very close to the Federal Center, which is a major employment hub on the west side. So for buyers working in that part of town, the location can make a lot more sense logistically. And then on weekends, you still have quick access into Golden, the Foothills, and mountain routes, without necessarily living in the middle of the activity and the tourism. Now, when it comes to everyday convenience, Applewood functions really well. You've got grocery stores, shopping, restaurants, fitness, and daily services all nearby. Colorado Mills isn't far. You've got easy access into Wheat Ridge, Golden, and Lakewood. And overall, daily life tends to feel pretty efficient. Now, this is important though. Applewood is not trying to be highly urban, walkable environment. It's not trendy. It's not nightlife oriented. And it's not built around one central downtown area. It's residential first. And honestly, that's a big part of the appeal. Because what people tend to love about Applewood is the balance. You get Foothills proximity, established neighborhoods, character homes, outdoor access, and practical day-to-day convenience, without feeling like your entire life revolves around tourism, traffic, or constant activity. And what I found is that Applewood tends to attract buyers who want Colorado lifestyle access, but they still need everyday life to function efficiently. That is really the sweet spot here. So when people ask me why so many buyers suddenly become interested in Applewood, I think the answer is actually pretty simple. It quietly solves a lot of the problems that people run into while searching in other West Denver areas. It gives you the access to the lifestyle that people move here for, while still feeling grounded, residential, and practical day to day. And if you're trying to compare Applewood to nearby areas like Golden or Lakewood, make sure to watch my Golden versus Lakewood video next. Because understanding the differences between those two areas actually helps explain why Applewood sits in such an interesting middle ground. Until then, remember, life is short, live somewhere awesome, and be well. We'll see you next time.